So this is Wesley Hoffman.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? I know this is why I'm wanting to have some fun with these kind of events, is because it's really just impromptu and I can pull in some of our regular friends that just show up.
Yeah, I had no idea I was going to be on here, so.
So you're not prepared. But I want to talk about your concert coming up.
Yeah.
This week, isn't it Thursday evening?
It's Thursday, March 22nd at the Pat Connolly Tavern in Dogtown. It's by Turtle Park.
Yes.
You can see it from Highway 40.
Yes. And this is your new band, right? And this is your own music?
Yeah. So this is originally my friend Justin, who plays drums in the band. He asked me if I wanted to record some music with him, and it was actually like I've always kind of had this idea of I wanted to write all the music. I can play every instrument that I need to, but drums, so guitar and bass and sing. And he asked me to record some stuff with him, and then that turned into, oh hey, we like working together, like.
It's fun.
Co-creating, and like, so let's do a show, and that's what this is. So.
Oh, fun. Fun. I'm planning on coming.
Please do.
I'm planning on coming. My whole thing is like currently, I don't know if I'm going to have to work or not work or whatever. But let's talk about how you and I first connected, because actually the first connection was with Treehouse, and I was not there, but I sent an employee of ours because you were doing some networking and training thing, and I sent one of our employees.
Oh yeah, the Strange House workshop.
Yeah. That was probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first time I heard who you were, and then I don't remember how I think a couple people like connected us.
Yeah. People had always told me that I need to meet you.
I love it when people say you need to meet her.
Yeah. And I remember we just I came out to the Kirkwood location, and like we hung out for a little while. I remember there was like had a couple messages in between and everything, and I don't remember the exact. Isn't that weird how that happens?
I know, because we've met a couple. The first meeting we had, I think we kind of walked away going, okay, there was something there, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
And then you started diving into the law of attraction.
Yeah.
I think that's when it kind of came full circle, because you were really doing some work in that area.
Yeah. So I had been, like, looking back now, I was probably being pushed your way already. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, but I may have not, I don't know, maybe like hadn't been super like, I like to think about kind of looking for the signs and everything like that. But then it was probably like I really started getting more into like law of attraction and the power of just thinking and being positive. And that was, I remember reaching back out to you and wanting to meet up after that too. So, and you were a guest on my podcast.
I was. I was a guest on your podcast, and then I connected you with Danny, and I think you guys have done a podcast together.
We've actually done a couple of podcasts together too. So I think it's so cool to see, like, you can never see it from the beginning, but like looking back, you can see, oh, that's one thing I love just about networking and connecting people. And I know you're a connector too.
Yeah.
And like, is you never know when you meet one person who that's going to lead to like the next time, like, oh, I met this person, they introduced me to this person, and now we're doing this thing. And it's really cool to see how that all, when you're open to it, how that all unfolds.
Right. And am I correct in saying this, or did I hear this as a rumor, or are you doing a workshop or a course on law of attraction?
I'm not, no.
Are you thinking about it?
I would like to. Okay. Yeah, I would like to do some kind of just bring people together, kind of similar to Strange House workshop.
Okay.
I think it would be really cool to bring together a lot of people. There's a lot of talk about like entrepreneurship and working hard and all of that kind of stuff. And I would like to bring kind of more
shifting
of the
mindset.
Yeah, shifting the mindset, more of like what inspires people, like what really keeps you going. Like, of course, you have to work, and you have to work hard, and being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, or really doing anything, being a parent, like, it's hard to, like, we're human beings, and like, we work really hard. You know what I mean? It's really easy to get wrapped up in all that and kind of trying to tap into more of the things that inspire us. And that's really how the music came about too, and like just following those, inspirations.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of want to tap it more into
and that's
that.
kind of what I'm discovering and learning in regards to the crowdfund component. When we launched it, it's way more challenging and way more work than I ever thought, and I probably have totally fucked it all up in a lot of ways. However, what I have not done is I was very conscious and aware that this was going to be something more than just the crowdfund, and it's about the law of attraction and manifesting. And it is about that greater vision. It's not about being so hyper focused on the one thing that it is that you're wanting to create. It's about the big vision and how we can sometimes get, skewed or off track because we're so hyper focused on that one thing that we're trying to attract, and we're not seeing that one thing showing up. But the reality is all these other components are moving components that are lining up for the universe to say, no, this is the end goal. Like, this is the big vision.
Yeah.
But we got to move some of these other things out of the way too. So I've been sharing on Tuesday mornings just my weekly follow-up of, how my journey is kind of going. And it really has nothing to do with the crowdfund. It really has to do with all of these other things that I've became aware of that are showing up easily.
Yeah.
And that you're not going to see, but you could look at the thing that you think you're creating and go, I'm failing. This doesn't work, all this other stuff. So I think that there's a huge story behind that, and it's kind of unfolding, but that's the work we all do. Yeah.
It's been awesome to see your updates. I always like how Facebook tells me whenever you're live and everything.
It does tell you now. Everybody's like, oh, so-and-so is live, so-and-so is live.
Yeah. What do you think are some of the biggest things that you've become aware of since you've started doing this?
How, my car was stolen 3 years ago. This is that's one thing that I can talk about, but what I'm starting to become aware of, and I haven't really talked about this openly, I feel like I feel like I'm identifying a law of karma. And based off of patterns and systems and different things that I'm starting, and I've been really hyper aware of it this year. And it's the year of 3, meaning wherever you were 3 years ago in your life, like challenges or diversity or whatever it was, whatever you kind of shifted and moved into place, you're reaping the rewards now. Whether it be negative or whether it be positive, there's a clearing going on for things to happen. So for instance, my car was stolen 3 years ago, went internationally viral. I remember there being a component where for 2 days I was freaking out because I was on Good Morning America, the Today Show, all of this other stuff. And I remember sending a text message, and some of the people that I sent the text message are actually out there. And I sent the text message and they go, I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm kind of freaking out. And I was thinking of all of the things that were possible, and I got scared, and I'm like going, I don't want to be this public. Like, it was literally like, I don't want to be this public. And I shut it down, and literally it all stopped. Everything stopped. But it'll be 3 years, April 1st. We've got the crowdfund. We really want to bring more awareness to the restaurant and what we're doing with food as medicine and how we're doing it differently. And our marketing person said, why don't we see if we can get your car wrapped? And a company, Vinyl Design, is donating the wrap on my car.
Oh, that's
awesome. They donated the wrap on my car. There are so many.
It's like a symbol wrap?
It's going to be a symbol wrap with the flower of life.
Oh, that's awesome.
It'll say Karma Car, because that was how it was tagged in when it went viral. Karma Car, a vehicle for change. And so there are just some really fun moving parts. That the people that are showing up, the conversations, the fact that we are doing an event like this, pulling in our doctor's dinners, you move forward and you just start doing things. You go into action mode. I think that's what the crowdfund did more than anything, is it put us into full on action mode. Yeah. You can't stop. And then you reap the rewards when you do that.
Yeah. So there's so many other things besides kind of what you were saying, besides the crowdfund that are now you're learning about, that are brought in. Yeah, that's awesome. I like what you said about, I'm trying to think about what I did 3 years ago now.
I'm just seeing a pattern with so many different things that it's re-showing back up for multiple people. It's not just me. Like I'm literally having conversations and going, okay, what happened? And it's unfolding. So I don't know if it means anything. Like, who am I to say what that might mean? I honestly have no clue. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. I wanted to pull you back just say hi because I'm going to go have some food.
I was totally
before we have
unprepared.
to record again. Thank you.
Thank
Give
you.
me a hug.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this